It's over. It's finally finished. The most difficult, most complicated custom I will ever build. A design I've been struggling with off and on, mostly off, for 4 years, ever since I finished Scrapper. My final animated Decepticon. It turns out you just paint Starscream blue and bam, instant thundercracker. It's kind of obvious, really. Sort of surprised it took me this long. I'm sorry, I thought this would take longer to explain. Well, I guess I could talk about this guy. So here is Mixmaster in robot mode. He is almost entirely scratch built. That's not really true. He's very heavily scratch built. He's got some fairly basic articulation. The head turns. He's got ball jointed shoulders, bicep hinges. His hands can swivel, which they can. And then he's got Voyager Optimus Prime's legs, so he's got Voyager Optimus Prime's leg articulation. The key to me finally starting to make some real progress on this guy was A, realizing I was going to have to buy a Voyager Prime for the legs, because the deluxe legs just weren't cutting it, even though he is supposed to be a little bit shorter than, say, Scrapper, and that I was going to have to scratch build the entire torso. All of my attempts to do it using Wreck-Gar or any other parts just weren't flying. Like, for instance, Wreck-Gar's grill, you'd think you could use that for the chest. Nope, totally the wrong shape. And I was trying to use Wreck-Gar's cab as the vehicle cab, and just fudge the fact that it didn't look right in alt mode, but it doesn't work for the body mode either. So all of this is entirely built from styrene and Lego. That's a Lego, some sort of disc thing? I don't even remember. These are some kind of plumbing supply, probably a gasket? I don't know plumbing supplies. The mixing drum is the same size and shape as the one from Revenge of the Fallen Mixmaster, but it is actually an entirely scratch-built version thereof. It's, at work I ran plotter scored the styrene into the right geometric shapes so that when glued together it formed this. And the reason I did that is I found out that Revenge Mixmaster is worth $2,000, so I wasn't going to carve mine up just for one part. Now, the mixing drum is something I kind of feel like on the real version of this, the legs maybe turn into the mixing drum or something else clever, but then on the show he has the mixing drum on the back of his character model, so... Oh, the thing fell down, and I'm not even going to pause. And there's Mixmaster's blurry face, which is now less blurry. That's the only part that survived from the original build, was that. This is some appalling camera work, and I apologize. How about I put this thing down and we make vehicle mode happen? Alright, so let's talk alt modes. Mixmaster has one. I will admit it's the weak link. I think I sort of got the gist of it. All of the parts are there, even if they're not necessarily in the right size or proportion. I think to be perfectly cartoon accurate, this front part would have to be taller and skinnier. Those exhausts would have to come further down. They're truncated like that for transformation. And the mixing drum and the wheels and the treads would all have to be a lot bigger, like a lot bigger, to the point where I have no idea how the fully cartoon accurate version of the alt mode is supposed to transform without cheating. So you can sort of see where his chest hides there. Most of this alt mode is scratch built since the prime legs are hidden away. This is all polystyrene. These little hinges are from animated Jazz, and these are actually not his nunchucks. The Junker Jazz I had didn't come with nunchucks, so I had to supplant these with Crazy Straws. And they're actually the same crazy straws I used to make the bow for my very first custom ever animated Flame War. You can see Voyager Prime's wheel here, and the scoop from Sentinel Prime, although I've covered it in so many other parts, it's sort of like the ghost of the scoop of Sentinel Prime. And then the treads back here are entirely scratch built. That's a piece of styrene. These little detail pieces are Lego buzz saws, and then it's a Lego tank track chopped up into various size pieces and wrapped around. Want to see how he becomes a robot? Alrighty, so robot mode. We split the plow. Deal with those later. Flip down these headlamps and fold down these. So pardon all the unpainted areas. The way I ended up building this guy, I left anything that wasn't going to be visible in one mode or the other completely unpainted. So now that we've got one arm transformed, we take this section and do the whole chest flip torso spin as you do, and this lower half of the body pegs in right into that hole where the headlamps used to be. Like that. You split the legs and extend them. Allowing the mixing drum to swing through to the back. Fold up feet. Spin the tank treads around. Why is that not staying pegged in? There we go. Okay, let's see. How am I going to get it to focus on the higher part? Maybe I won't. So the other arm, bring down in a manner very similar to the first. And then the elbow just slides around that joint there. To get in line with the bicep joint. Finish positioning these guys to taste. And then there's a hatch here. And you open that up and his head comes out. And that actually stays open so that this can peg onto it. Like that. And because that hatch is open, it allows it to sit closer and further up into the body. And there you have Mixmaster in robot mode again. And also my finger. Sorry about that.